Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining this presentation on how to scale up the Incredible Years evidence-based programs carefully and with fidelity. The Incredible Years program series is a set of interlocking and comprehensive interventions for parents, teachers, and children. They are all derived from a common theoretical and developmental conceptualization about children's social, emotion, and cognitive development. Each of these 14 programs can be used by trained group leaders independently of each other or in combination depending on the risk level of the population. They are all in-person or online program deliveries, most commonly delivered in small groups led by trained clinicians referred to as group leaders. The different curricula give participants in-depth understanding of child psychology. Concepts such as the arc of emotional regulation are visually reinforced in the handouts, videos, and posters. One of the themes integrated throughout all the Incredible Years programs is encouraging parents and teachers to help children learn to self-regulate. We use this arc of emotional regulation to outline how to respond to children at various stages of dysregulation. Well, sometimes I show them how I solve my emotions by saying, I can take deep breaths. Ooh, ooh, oh, I'm feeling happy again. This toolkit illustrates many of the concepts and behavior management skills that are covered in the programs. Participants learn effective evidence-based tools which are delivered in a collaborative way. These include child-directed play, coaching methods, puppet and pretend play, interactive reading, labeled praise, and loving actions. Participants also learn positive behavior management principles, such as serve and return conversations, positive modeling, shaping, prompting, and the importance of having fun. Evidence shows that these tools and principles are very effective at promoting attachment and positive child behaviors. Similarly, participants learn evidence-based tools to reduce children's challenging behaviors. Some of these include setting up consistent rules and routines, using clear commands, offering choices when possible, using ignore, distract, and redirect approaches, teaching children self-regulation strategies, and logical and natural consequences. Participants select the tools that dovetail with their goals for their children. A discussion theme used throughout all the group sessions includes tools parents or teachers can use to manage their own anger and depression, build support networks, problem solve, and stay patient. Parents and teachers learn how to collaborate with each other using effective communication. The different Incredible Years programs span developmental ages from infancy to 12 years of age. Short-term goals for the programs include improve parent-teacher-child relationships, reduce harsh discipline, increase parent and teacher social support, and reduce their stress. Goals for the children include promoting their social competence, emotional regulation, problem solving, and school readiness. Also, prevent, reduce, and treat social and emotional problems in young children. The long-term goals are to prevent conduct disorders, school dropout, delinquency, and substance abuse. The Incredible Years programs are among the most rigorously tested programs out there.
What I really like of being a mentor in Incredible Years is that I get the opportunity to work on some like an intervention that are evidence-based, that really reaches out to families, and the kind of insurance you have that this really works, and you have the research behind you, but also see that in the daily life, that you can make the difference for the families.
Over the past 4 decades, our team at the University of Washington, plus independent researchers in over 7 countries, have conducted numerous randomized control group studies. These studies have used validated parent and teacher report measures as well as independent observations of parents, teachers, and children at home and school. Please see our website for these studies.
And I love the program and the changes and the difference that I've seen it make with children and families over the 20 years has been far and above anything else that I've experienced in terms of interventions at work.
The results have consistently shown that the Incredible Years programs improve positive parenting and teaching interactions, reduce harsh discipline, decrease child problem behaviors, and boost children's social and emotional skills, as well as their readiness for school. 2 studies with diagnosed children found that these positive effects lasted 8 to 10 years after the parent programs ended. A meta-analytic review examining 50 studies with the Incredible Years parent programs indicated successful improvement in child behaviors in a diverse range of families in different countries, and especially those children with the most severe behavior problems. Results indicated better outcomes for diagnosed children with oppositional defiant disorder or attention deficit disorder that combined the parent with the teacher and or the child Incredible Years programs. Thanks to the National Institute of Health and the U.S. government for funding my research over several decades. Let me start by showing you some comments of parents who have participated in the Incredible Years parent program.
Amaranta, me dices, y puede tu hermana o puedo yo tomar un turno. Okay.
When I went to the first session of Incredible Years, I was shy. Over the time, I slowly opened up and had a few laughs, and I met some really cool people. For me, I learned that there's no right or wrong way of being a parent. Also learning more tools that can help with my kids' futures. Good girl.
Where does this go?
I think it goes in that one.
Julia, mírame. Era lo que yo quería lograr, saber cómo podría conectar con mi hijo para que él fuera un poco menos enojón y más accesible. La clase fue como una flecha que me lanzaron en mi cabeza. Oye, ¿necesitas hacer esto?
It was just nice to put the language to what we were doing. Like when you're setting limits or being trying to be more positive versus negative, giving them choices, and also just having a little bit more the perspective from my kid too, from the children. And I really appreciated that.
Why you make this?
Because
So having this parent group is very helpful, and then especially the parents are coming from very similar backgrounds, going through the same struggles and same like challenges that you're having. I found that's helpful.
okay.
After doing the Incredible Years program,
Like
really
that?
engaging in like child-led play, letting them pick what you're doing, and then narrating what they're doing to sort of signal that I'm watching you, I'm learning from you, and then they're learning from me, was really influential in how I engage in play and how I parent.
What kind of things do you like to do? Maybe sleep.
There's so many powerful parts of Incredible Years, but a lot of it is the way that Incredible Years invites you to think it through on your own, not just telling you do this, but letting you think about the important questions and what you want your kids to learn, thinking about how do kids learn things, and then incorporating that into the way that you parent.
You brought a great friend.
Incredible Years has really shaped the way that I try to reflect and model and shape behaviors rather than teach behaviors.
Lena, thank you. That was such nice sharing.
With Incredible Years, it's more affirming in that it adds to the value and that it helps us to get really specific how we communicate things like feelings and social skills.
How cool you down yourself for those when you feel angry?
Teaching the self-control, it's not part of our culture and have not done a lot of that. Learning it is important.
So when I am mad, I usually just let go of my frustration and my madness.
Parenting is a big issue that builds a family. A family builds a community will build a country will build a world. That it starts from the parenting.
The Incredible Years programs are currently being delivered in over 20 countries and many organizations, such as Head Start centers, Sure Start, primary grade schools, mental health centers, community health centers, jails, homeless shelters, foster parents, home visits, businesses such as employee benefits, and doctors' offices. This pie chart gives you an idea of the numbers of group leaders trained in different countries.
I think about things like credibility. Incredible Years is a program that's been with our country for many, many years now, like 25 at least, I think. I know our service has employed people because they're accredited in the Incredible Years, and which to our employers suggests that they understand a framework that works really well for families. It's evidence-based, it's got all the backing over many, many years. And so to know that you have someone like that on your team ensures better outcomes for the families that we serve.
Well, Incredible Years programs have been shown in dozens of studies to be transportable and effective across different contexts and with different populations. Unfortunately, barriers to Fidelity delivery initially impeded program delivery and outcomes. I didn't realize that developing and researching the Incredible Years program was the easy part, that it was only the first step in the journey of bringing these programs to families and teachers. I originally thought that having detailed manuals, videos, and session protocols would be enough, but gradually discovered this was not enough to assure fidelity of the program delivery. As a result, I developed standardized training for clinicians and protocols for training to assure fidelity for the training model that had been researched. However, quality training was still not enough. The training, dissemination, and scaling up process to deliver these programs with fidelity is a harder challenge. Unfortunately, barriers to fidelity delivery can impede program dissemination and successful outcomes. Barriers can exist at the agency or organizational level, the funding level, the clinician background education and training level, or during implementation phase. Now I will talk about successful ways to implement the Incredible Years programs with fidelity and how to avoid these barriers. I think of setting up an evidence-based program to be like building a house. First, there is an architect. That is the program developer, who in this case is me. And then there is a contractor, who would be the agency administrator. And then there are on-site project managers. In our program, it would be the mentors and the coaches. And finally, a construction team. These are the clinicians or the group leaders. If there are barriers to any of these building links, the building will not be sound. Just like building a house, it's important that the foundation and basic structure for program delivery is strong. Any of the agency or funding or group leader barriers can result in low group leader satisfaction, poor quality delivery, increased dropout, failure to achieve program sustainability, or outcomes similar to published research outcomes. Let me describe the development of a layered structure for agencies to build their own supportive infrastructure. Agencies start by training group leaders who are encouraged to become accredited. From this accredited or certified group leader group, peer coaches are selected and trained so that they can provide ongoing support to new group leaders in the future. From the peer coaches, mentors are eventually selected, trained, and supported to provide future group leader training and consultation for their agency or geographical region. From the group of accredited mentors, the Incredible Years organization selects trainers to train internationally to review videos for accreditation, and help agencies to plan for sustainability of their programs and to support mentors.
One of the things that I really love is we train so many people and we get to learn something from each of the people that we train. And so I think as a professional, it allows me to continue developing and learning new things as I'm training other people. It's just such a great opportunity to get to see the program through different and new lenses and allows me to continue growing. So I think that's one of my favorite things.
We have a calling that we want to make a difference. We want to help our communities. And so becoming accredited is the way to maximize the impact of what you do. You can go from being able to deliver the program to being able to deliver it with a level of skill that will just achieve the best results that you can with any family that you work with.
Next, I will explain how the Incredible Years programs have been scaled up with Fidelity by engaging in a collaborative building project with strong connecting links using 8 key foundational building blocks that promote adherence to key program principles and protocols and high-quality intervention.
I really feel that in more than 20 years, or 40 years actually, as a psychologist, these are the best evidence-based programs I've worked with. So I think it feels like a privilege to be able to give a really positive, structured, but collaborative framework to group leaders who can then go on to give that to their parents. And we know if the group leaders are able to use a structure of the program, deliver it in a really collaborative way, it will really enhance their journey, but it's going to enhance the journey of parents too. And we know that the outcomes, if the program's delivered in the way it was intended, are really going to be fantastic for parents. And we've seen that over the years so many times.
The first building block is organizational readiness. Prior to scaling up for any evidence-based program, agencies need to assess their community risk factors, prioritize their community needs, identify their goals and target population. This will assure that they choose the appropriate Incredible Years program that best fits their needs. The Incredible Years website provides an agency readiness questionnaire called Launching Incredible Years Programs in Your Organization. This helps agencies determine if they have adequate support and financial resources to deliver the program, and if the program is a good match for their goals. It is helpful for agencies to consult with the Incredible Years organization in regard to their training and resource needs, such as budget for food, daycare, transportation, curriculum set, books, venue, equipment, video player and camera, for example, space, and logistical support. Additionally, organizations must assess whether or not they have adequate managerial support to administer the program well. Ideally, group leaders should have graduate degrees or diplomas in fields such as psychology, social work, school counseling, teaching, or nursing, and be motivated to deliver a group-based program. This also includes understanding the group leader workload involved in learning and delivering these programs and assuring they have adequate learning time. There needs to be a plan for recruiting families and teachers. The second building block is assuring that agency staff will have authorized training by accredited trainers or mentors. Allow time post-training to study the materials, prepare their sessions, and arrange logistics. Active, collaborative, self-reflective, and principle-based training workshops by accredited mentors or trainers is necessary, but not sufficient to result in fidelity of implementation delivery or program outcomes. The third building block to address is to assure that after the initial training workshop, as group leaders start delivery of the program, they have access to consultation with mentors and get feedback on their sessions. Research shows that combining the initial training workshop with ongoing mentoring, coaching, video feedback, and consultation maximizes learning for group leaders and predicts significant improvements in outcomes. Often group leaders feel a lack of confidence when first learning a new program and may become discouraged. The fourth building block is to develop regular peer group support and feedback to help group leaders to maintain optimism and troubleshoot issues. This involves videotaping sessions for feedback. Ideally, new group leaders are paired with more experienced leaders and have 2 to 3 consultations during the first groups they deliver. The fifth building block to address is to support clinicians or group leaders to adhere to the Incredible Years program Fidelity standard. Research has shown that longer programs and the number of sessions is positively related to outcome effect sizes. The recommended number of sessions for the Incredible Years programs is considered the minimum number of sessions needed. Allow flexibility to lengthen programs. Some groups require more sessions depending on the degree of severity of the child's problems, the pace of parents or teachers' learning, the size of the group, the family situation, and whether translators are used. Offering fewer sessions will result in reduced effectiveness of the outcomes for the Incredible Years programs. Agency administrators can support Fidelity and troubleshoot when supplemental programs are needed. For example, some families will benefit when their children are offered the child program alongside the parent program, or when teachers are involved in the training. Part of Fidelity to Incredible Years program delivery includes tailoring to the goals of the parents or teachers, as well as to the child's developmental level and family situation. For higher risk family situations, home coaching support may be added, as well as intervention to follow up booster sessions after the program ends. For children with challenging problems in our clinic, we called teachers for their input, shared resources, and sometimes invited them for workshops explaining the program. Fidelity to the program delivery benefits from tailoring that includes group leader cultural sensitivity, translation of handouts into the home language, and agency support and recognition for group leader accreditation. Non-beneficial delivery adaptations or tailoring occur when program length is shortened, sequence is changed, or materials are left out. It is essential that role-play practices, group brainstorms, video vignettes are carefully selected according to parent and teacher goals, family structure, and culture. Non-beneficial adaptations also occur when the group leader is too prescriptive and not using interpersonal skills that are flexible, sensitive, or collaborative. Also, when there are limited resources and participants don't get handouts or books, snacks or dinners, or babysitting for their children, and group leaders don't get leader manuals or texts, this will reduce program effectiveness. It is really important to plan for the workload and allow sufficient group leader time. The sixth building block is promoting program effectiveness by encouraging group leaders to engage in certification or accreditation. Certification allows group leaders to continue to be supported in their learning of the Incredible Years program after the initial training workshop. Some of the requirements for accreditation include review of protocols, attendance, peer and self-evaluations, video feedback of group sessions, and consumer satisfaction. The accreditation process promotes continued group leader improvement and is important to promote Fidelity. The Incredible Years programs have shown good replication by others, I think largely due to the detailed manuals, authorized trainings, well-defined protocols, and accreditation system. The seventh building block includes building a supportive agency infrastructure with ongoing peer review, support, and outside consultation, and eventually development of peer coaches and mentors. Having a supportive agency infrastructure is key to long-term sustainability of programs. The eighth building block includes agency administrators monitoring program group leader fidelity. They can do this by reviewing their session checklists, consumer evaluations, and assessing pre- and post-intervention data to ensure satisfactory outcomes and assess further training needs. Administrators are encouraged to maintain ongoing contact with the Incredible Years office for continuing education, research, manual updates, and ongoing needs for support and consultation. Ultimately, this achievement leads to increased group leader competency and job satisfaction. Moreover, it leads to improved family outcomes and prevents any serious threats to program fidelity. Next, I will explain how the Incredible Years programs have been scaled up with Fidelity. Incredible Years headquarters can help as agencies are setting up their own support infrastructure by providing clinician video reviews and consultation, accreditation, and administrative support, identifying possible coaches and mentors. The Incredible Years organization continues to evaluate, update, and improve Incredible Years programs and manuals and help agencies to ensure the programs are delivered with fidelity. One example of a site that has built supportive infrastructure is New Zealand Ministry of Education. To date, they have 488 group leader accreditations, 75 peer coach accreditations, and 14 mentors representing diverse cultural backgrounds. Yearly consultations are provided to group leaders and coaches. Mentors have yearly consultation and sharing meetings. There is no question that scaling up successfully requires commitment to fidelity delivery and necessitates effort and support. In review, starting, scaling up, and sustaining Incredible Years programs in an agency require development of a culture of promoting program fidelity or quality delivery. That includes training by accredited mentors or trainers, ongoing clinician support, consultation, funding for accreditation of group leaders as a goal, ongoing evaluation of outcomes, and building of coaches to promote sustainability of programs. Selecting an evidence-based program is not enough. Good evidence-based dissemination means providing a solid construction foundation with quality, culturally competent training, quality supervision and consultation, ongoing peer support, consumer evaluations, and building a supportive agency infrastructure with accredited group leaders, coaches, and mentors. It also means having ongoing community involvement and ongoing evaluation feedback. My experience scaling up the Incredible Years programs has taught me that evidence-based program development can be thought of as an ongoing building process rather than an endpoint. New data will continually emerge to inform real-world clinical practice, and each unique setting or environment can inform improvements or adaptations to the construction process and further research. An important implication for prevention and dissemination science is that effective programs continue to evolve and improve based on internal audits and feedback. Collaboration and collective action with others is essential. Thank you for your commitment to supporting families and teachers of young children and to delivering evidence-based programs with fidelity. This is hard work, I know, but your determination is so important. Your energy, your passion, and dedication will make a difference for a better world. Thank you.